Hi everyone, the purpose of this quick tutorial, I kind of want to make sure everybody understands. We've all read about how to cite your document in APA format, how Word is capable of doing that, but I had a few questions about what my expectations are for the final project, and so I wanted to do this quick little tutorial, twofold purpose, make sure everybody actually knows how to use the APA functions of Word, and this will also double as a kind of my expectations for you to for your Word project. The first thing I did when I tried to create my first APA formatted document in Office was did a quick search for Office 2007 APA template, and if you do a quick search for that, the very first site I found was a Microsoft Office site. You don't have to do this. You can make all the elements that are involved with APA. You can do them all in Word on your own, but this is kind of a shortcut, and this isn't cheating at all. I'm going to click the download link here for this APA style template by Microsoft. You need to be careful too when you download this template because some teachers are more strict. The Microsoft APA format might not be um, the most up-to-date with APA regulations. So if you have a teacher that wants you to use the most up-to-date APA style guide, you're going to need to check to make sure this is right. For the purpose of this class, this is certainly okay. I'm going to download this manually. Okay, so go ahead and launch this file. I'm going to show in folder. So here's my APA template. It's not, I'm going to drag it to the desktop so I know what's going on here. It's not very descriptive. I guess I could rename it. APA template. Okay, so I'm just going to double click that file, and that's going to launch Word 2007. And the first thing you're going to notice is that almost everything is already done for me template wise. Now I'm going to change some of these fields, but if you just do a quick scroll through here, you'll find that all the key elements for APA format are already included here. Everything's already formatted. I'm going to have to change some of this. So you can read on the APA webpage about running heads, what's included in the header. I am perfectly aware that this is not a writing class, so I'm not going to hold you to the standard of APA format that you might find in a writing class. But since Word will do a lot of the APA legwork for you, I think it's really important that you're aware of that, and that's why we cover that this aspect in this class. I can double click in the header here, and you'll notice that everything down below my body turns gray, and I'm able to edit the header. So you can read in the APA style guide and see kind of what's supposed to go in the header. You see it, the template already included a page number for me. As I scroll down, you can see it's an incrementing page number. No tricks had to be done there. Notice my modification of the header on page 1 changed in page 2. Let me close out of we're not going to edit the header and footer anymore. Make sure you populate the header and footer with the appropriate information for your final submission. You can see the project name, your name, HPU here. Different instructors will have different requirements for what goes in the title page. I'm pretty relaxed about this. I just want you to have a title page. You'll notice the default font and font size is Times New Roman 12 as I've required in these instructions. Your teacher for your next class may require a different font and file size, so just be sure and keep that in mind. I've specifically indicated that I don't want an abstract, so you'll need to remove that page. Then you can come down here and type our title. This is going to be a really interesting paper. Okay. And this is where we compose body. Looking for 3 pages here. I'm really serious about the 3 pages. A lot of students think that they can write 2.5 and that's close enough to 3, and it's really need to go ahead and give me 3 pages of an interesting topic on cyber ethics here. So if we find some, this is citable information. I think it has a red line under it. There we go. Now let's say this is citable information I actually drew from a credible source. So I need to cite that it came from this source. So I can go up here to view. I won't go to review. References. Insert citation. And it's going to give me the option to add a new source. This is something I really love about Word 2007. There's no guesswork. This came from a book. The author was John. Actually, we can go in here. There may have been more than one. Let's say that one author was, his last name was Doe. His first name was John. We can add him as an author. He also published it with his wife. Her name was Doe Jane. And we can just click OK. The title was The Meaning of Life. Published this in 2010 in Cadiz, Kentucky. It doesn't ask me for a state. And the publisher was whoever publishing. Okay. I'm going to click OK. And you can see that Doe and Doe is now populated as my source information. I didn't have to look up in the APA style guide to see what the appropriate in-text citation format was. That's great. So we can type some more info here. And we got that from a credible source as well. So let's just insert another citation. You can see that the new John Doe and John Doe is here. So John Doe and Jane Doe, excuse me, is here. So if this information came from their book, we don't have to recite. Let's add a new source. This came from, I think, a website. Is there a website here? Website. The author was Harry. The name of the web page was All About the Meaning of Life. And I think we accessed it 2010 on January 1st. The URL. You need to put the entire URL here. So it was Harry's webpage.com / all about the meaning of life. Okay. And you can see that the in-text citation made its way there. So we'll continue and we'll type 3 pages, citing as we go. You'll see it's time to come down to references. Now I'm actually going to delete this entire section. You'll see I'm right back up at the top here, and this is where I need to insert a page break. I don't want to hit the carriage return 15 times because I might come up and add more text later. So for now, we're just going to insert a page break. Insert page break. And now I also feel like I need to insert our references because Word will do this for us. So if we go to references, now we should be able to insert a bibliography. Sorry, right here. So we can choose from the different kind of bibliographies. I'm going to choose, I think this one's just fine. And you can see that the works cited gets introduced there. I'm going to rename this references. And you can see that Word came down here and without my having to do anything, entered all the applicable information that I needed for a properly cited references page. The only thing I'm going to do to make this a little more readable is enter a carriage return right there. So there's my properly formatted references, and I didn't have to do any consultation of the APA style guide to know how to do that. Let's come back up, oops, an extra page there. Let's come back here and I'll fix that in just a second. I'm going to add more info. Clean this up a little bit too. And this is something I need to cite. Insert a page break. So let's add another citation. Let's make this an article and a periodical. Periodical is some periodical. Finish filling this out. Okay. And someone, anyone, it's populated, and now you'll notice I'm going to scroll down, click references, and I can update it. And my carriage returns went away, it looks like. I'll have to put those in again, but it updated my new citation in my references now. And that's it. Now you've met all the requirements that I'm looking for in this paper. And you can see that Word is capable of APA-izing the paper with relatively little work and with relatively little consultation from the APA style guide. Hope this helps. Please let me know if there are any questions.